Taj Tarik Bey, Rise of the Moors. Why Moors are wrong? Oh my goodness. Rami, what are you talking about? Well, we're going to get to it. Hold on. Peace, peace, peace. I'm Rami Salamel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Before we get to the topic, let me put some things out in the front just so we're clear. One, nobody is perfect. We got to understand whoever we're learning from, be it more science or any sort of science or information, understand nobody's perfect. People make mistakes, and that's okay. People will continue to make mistakes, and we just got to be able to correct it, be sincere. And when we find an error, or when we realize we're on the wrong path, we just got to correct ourselves. Number two, I am personally working to do a better job at respecting my elders. In the past, I've been a bit harsh at times, so I'm doing a better job at that. So, as we proceed with this, understand that it is with the most respect to Taj Tarik Bey and any elders out there. But what we have to do is also we have to understand we got to stand on principle over people. Principle over people. And then my third thing is that the reason why I was doing this. And shout out to, I didn't ask him before this, but I just say Mr. K sent me an email, and it says, I saw some of your videos about Jamal and the Rise of the Moors. I consider myself a Moor, but I'm not part of any Moorish temple. I actually bought one of your books before I realized that you were the one making the videos on your IAMHH Temple YouTube channel. My question is this. How do you feel about Taj Tarik Bey, and how do you feel about him in reference to the Rise of the Moors' current situation? Thank you in advance for your time and reply. And this was on July 21st. So my bad for kind of responding late. But here we go. Before I speak my thoughts, first let's put some things on the table. So we're going to roll some clips. Get some context to the situation, and then I'll come back with my thoughts.
Massachusetts, near exit 57, mile marker 57.4. They specified in the news that we're anti-government, but we're not. We're not anti-government. We're not anti-police. We're not sovereign citizens. We're not black identity extremists. Has specified multiple times to the police that we're abiding by the peaceful journey laws of the United States, federal courts. So just look up Title 18 of the United States Code, subsection 926 alpha or 925 alpha, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the decision of the United States Supreme Court, Young versus Harris, which specifies that merely carrying an arm, or it says, being in the possession of a gun per se constitutes no offense. So we haven't violated any laws. The police seen us on the side of the road with our guns secured. We were afraid, so we got out with our arms, and I have a body camera that's been recording the whole time. Excuse me. Reassured them multiple times that we're abiding by the federal laws as well as the judicial opinions of the United States Supreme Court and things like that. But they keep portraying us as being anti-government, but we're not anti-government at all. So please share this video out. Again, this is we're near Wakefield, Massachusetts, going north on I-95 near exit 57. So yeah, that's basically it.
On July 3, 2021, at about 1:30 a.m., the Massachusetts State Police noticed two cars on the shoulder of Interstate 95 in Wakefield, Massachusetts. They stopped to assist. The police would discover men carrying firearms and wearing military-style clothing, refueling their vehicles. The police asked them to produce registrations for the firearms, which are evidently required in Massachusetts. The men said they did not have licenses for the weapons, and they did not recognize state laws. The police called for backup. Some of the men ran into the woods. A standoff began. It lasted about 9 hours, causing disruption to travel and to local residents. The standoff concluded with 11 arrests. The suspects, who could be identified, ranged in age from 40 all the way down to 17. Two suspects would not identify themselves. Many of the members caused a scene in court refusing an attorney, saying they would not submit to U.S. law. Apparently, the judge wasn't too amused, as some were ordered held without bail because they were believed to be dangerous. The group has been identified as Rise of the Moors. It has been reported this group is based in Rhode Island, where they claimed an abandoned residence. They are Moorish sovereign citizens. The group claims to be their own sovereign nation. The group has an online presence. At the time of the incident, they had about 5,000 followers on Instagram, 1,000 on Facebook, and 17,000 on YouTube. The group released a video on YouTube the day of the incident. It was a live stream. One of the unidentified group members said the group was not anti-government, not anti-police, not sovereign citizens, and not black identity extremists. So he was offering a lot of tips on what they are not. He didn't really talk too much about what they were.
Kempton Reynolds is asking, can you speak about the rise of the Moors? What do you want spoken about? I mean,
one of the things that everyone should look at first is recognize that that's a false flag. That's number one. Number two, all of you should read treaty and constitutional law and identify the parties and identify, in fact, by either discovery or by fact, if they violated any constitutional or treaty laws. My presentment is that they violated no laws. What is the issue other than that's being a false flag or them trying to intimidate? Because every day, including wherever they were on our land, and keep in mind the private police are actually agents for the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, etc., and the United States Corporation. And when you look at any Supreme Court laws, it tells you that those persons of the so-called police are in fact not constitutional enforcements or constitutional officers, but they are actually private contractors for the United States Corporation and their services to the private corporation and not to the people. And the rise of the Moors are being attacked by foreign corporate operatives pretending that they violated law. And again, as far as them even blocking their sites, etc., is indicative of unum sanctum expurgatorius and prohibitorum operations, schism operations. I would challenge anyone to prove that the Moors violated any treaty or constitutional laws, and I suggest that that is not the case.
I have to put it out there. You are not the savior of everyone. And I saw somebody else put out there that you're giving out you're putting out information, and we have to
seek remedy.
But you are not sitting. You're not writing writs for people. You're not.
No. People must bear their own cross. That's number one.
I've seen comments where folk want to go so far as to blame you, who was here in this territory when that thing went off, and there's a tendency for many to look for one individual to be able to solve all of the ills and the problems that we are facing. And I want to know, I mean, are you putting yourself out as our savior?
Never has been that. What I've done is shared research information with people.
Are abstract, like when you say what of Jamal and the rise, that's to me that's not a what do you want to know about that?
You're dealing with the principle, not with person.
Please give us
You're dealing with the principle, not with person.
Please give us
You're dealing with the principle, not with person.
Please give us.
All right, now that we got some context, let's get to the nitty gritty. Why I feel Moors is wrong, my opinion, my perspective on this. First with Taj, and with all due respect to our elder, respect. And it's a video of me, footage of me teaching with Taj 7, almost 8 years ago. But we got to be on principle. And I'm sure Taj will respect and appreciate this as well. As Taj said, he is a share of his research information, but that people must bear their own cross, meaning the actions that individuals take they have to be responsible for, not Taj. Even further, he said he's not the savior of anybody. So we have to understand this context. We can't try to misrepresent or put more ownership or more responsibility on Taj Tarik Bey that he is claiming or willing to accept. He is not putting himself in any sort of leader position. Furthermore, as far as my knowledge, and Taj or anyone else can correct me if I'm wrong, iamhhtemple@gmail.com. Um, Taj isn't a Moorish lawyer. He isn't a Moorish attorney. He isn't representing the rise of the Moors militia organization in this legal matter or lawful matter. Um, he isn't some sort of Moorish consul or Moorish counsel for any of the individuals, Jamal or any of the individuals in the case. If I'm incorrect, please provide me the evidence or some sort of statement to the contrary. But understanding that Taj himself is not putting himself in sort of leadership capacity or any sort of legal capacity. And so Moors are wrong for trying to use Taj's words, his suggestions, as he said, his suggestions, trying to use that as some sort of defense. You know, that's incorrect. And with Brother Taj, I feel I appreciate his perspective, but we must be a little bit more responsible with the words that we use and the messages that we are putting out. Even if that's not our intention, we have to be mindful that other people may take your words and chop them up and frame them in a way to mean something that you didn't mean, or to use them in a irresponsible manner. And then on a deeper level, Moors are wrong, I feel, and this is including myself. We are wrong because we shouldn't even be in this position. You know, the representation of Moors, of Moorish Americans specifically, is incorrect. We're supposed to be about love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We're supposed to be about uplifting fallen humanity. We're supposed to be about, let me read from Noble Drew Ali himself. Like countless other American citizens, we know that we must live together here in America in harmony, friendship, and goodwill, whatever our race and creed may be. We are interested in freeing ourselves and our children from the greatest plight, economic slavery. We believe this can best be done by encouraging, patronizing, and establishing our own business enterprises and cultivating our own acres of land. Nothing about we need to be aggressive and combative and bearing arms and showing off guns and being hostile towards any government agencies and police, etc., etc. He's not speaking about, Noble Drew Ali wasn't speaking about us trying to stand on the quote unquote right to travel, or about trying to beat legal cases in court, or not having to get a license to drive, and or what's the other one? What's the other one I see? Squatting in houses I see. You know, our entire image and the representation of us is all out of whack. And we can try to blame other people, but really we have to blame ourselves first. We have to take accountability. We have to take responsibility for ourselves and our movement and put our best foot forward and be about our principles. So that's why I said Moors is wrong. I understand people are arguing and trying to advocate and defend, you know, the actions of that Rise of the Moors militia organization group, whatever you want to classify it as. But the reality is, do we have our own acres of land that we're cultivating as Moors, Moorish Americans? No. Do we have our own business enterprise that we're establishing and patronizing? Do we, truly? So how about, instead of doing things that are seen as radical, that are doing nothing but harming our people, that are causing others to have a skewed and a warped understanding of who we are and what we represent, how about we get back to the principles? We stop following the opinions of what people think we should be doing, and we get back to the person we consider a divine prophet, a messenger, the person that founded this Moorish movement, Noble Drew Ali. Let's get back to the principles that he established, that we're supposed to be here in harmony, friendship, and goodwill, whatever our race or creed may be. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to being noble. Let's get back to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Much love. Study Noble Drew Ali. And love instead of hate. That is the way. That is the key. Peace.